Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode in my new player's guide to Interloper. Uh, we left off at Mystery Lake at the lookout, and if I remember correctly, the last time we were trying to figure out where we were going to base, but um, what I was thinking as an alternate plan is to maybe head over to Milton, because I can craft over there and I can also see if I can get some better clothing because we're going to need it. It's pretty cold out there. And by day 50 on Interloper, which is, if people don't know this, on Stalker level and below, you reach a weather cap, a cold cap at day 100. But on Interloper, you actually achieve that by day 50. So if you could, try to get all your clothing made and crafted and get yourself all your gear the best you can get by day 50 if you could, because then it stays continually cold all the time. And if you're not set up with the clothing that you need, it gets cold very all the time. So without saying any more, we'll talk on the way to Milton. I think that what I might do is head out to Trappers, go to Milton, grab the matches that are there, and go up that way. So I'll meet you there. Let's go. All right, here we are. So I was looking at where we were. We have not been to Trappers yet, so that's a good thing. We'll go and we'll loot Trappers. But before we do that, let's look and see what we need to. Okay, so we don't forget we need to get. We probably maybe what we should do is pick up our stuff. We left our stuff. Hold on. Did I put notes? Yeah, we left the birch in the blue trailer, but we also left some stuff elsewhere too. I think in the camp office and in the blue trailer. I think before we go, we should try to gather our stuff together. And also on the way there and in Milton, we should still keep. You should always keep gathering saplings and stuff wherever you go, because this way, because later on, like by day, 400 or 500, you're going to be happy when you find some cured stuff around that you can use. In the meantime, it was blizzarding when I started, but it's stopped now. But since we have a fire, maybe we should cook a little bit what we can. Let's see if we have anything that is cookable. Do you have anything to craft? Well, we don't really have anything to cook or craft, which is fine. Let's just double check this. Well, if we make water, we'll be able to do it. So let's make some water, okay? I don't think we have much water. I don't think we have any, actually. Very little. Okay, so in that case, let's discuss our plans. That we started, right? We spawned the Desolation Point. When we got the coastal, we were able to get a hacksaw and we got some saplings and stuff. And we did put stuff in coastal, so we do have saplings and things there. But I want to go back and check the camp office and the blue trailer, because I know that we put stuff in there too. So we'll go back and we'll backtrack and we'll check through there, and then we'll come back and do our plan into Milton, okay? I think that's probably a good deal. Alright, let's pull that. Is there any more we could cook? I don't think so. I think that's it. We need more water. So let's put some water in here too. How much fire do we have? 2 hours? So, yeah, we could cook a porridge now. So let's do that. 2 minutes. 1 minute. Okay, what else can we make? Yeah, let's make, like I said, we should make teas. And we'll put a few down for the trip. Put 3 down, it's good. Don't forget to jiggle, guys. Don't forget to jiggle. Pull a torch. How many torches do I have? I have plenty. Alright, let's just take them for now. Let's try to see what it's like outside first before we actually drink a tea. It's probably very cold out. It's not too bad, actually. Well, yeah. Okay. See, I'm glad we didn't have to waste the tea at this point because it's not cold. Yeah, I take it back. Yeah, let's go ahead and drink one of those. We didn't get a thermos yet, right? We have a couple. Okay, so we have 2 books, 2 cooking books that we have to read, right? We'll do that during the next blizzard or whatever, as soon as we get some time. And then we could read them, and then we could drop them and get some space back in our backpack. So you know what? Let's make the trip a little bit shorter. And what we'll do is when we get to down here to the tracks, we'll go take a left, and we'll go down to the trailer first, and then we'll go back to the camp office because we're going to be hitting trappers after that. Okay. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. We hear you. You'll get over it. That's what I always say. You'll get over it. So I know that the tracks in this region is full of wolves. So I like to take this shortcut down here. It takes you right in front of the little train down here. Train car. You might get greeted with some wolves down here. Matter of fact, there's one right there. Yeah, he saw me. Alright, come on. Alright, let's take a look in here, see what's around. Nothing. Welcome to Interloper, the land of nothingness. Containers are almost always empty in this mode. You know what? Let me change out my torch. So this is why it's important. They always try to keep a torch lit. A lot of times the wind will blow it out on you, but it's usually a chance you have to take. There's no crow feathers. There we go. I want to make sure I get feathers. We're going to need them for crafting our arrows. Hey, there's only one, huh? Alright, so we're going to hit more wolves over here. Let's just deal with them as we go. That's it. Go that way. Good boy. Go that way. What do you want now? Alright, well, you know what we'll do? We'll just let him stalk us for a minute. We'll go into that train car down there, and he should run away. They're, over there, actually, like, more like right over there, there's, trailers that might have some pretty decent loot in there. We'll check them later. We don't have to do it now, but we just have to remember that you can always come back and get stuff later. And as a matter of fact, that's what makes the game not boring. It helps fight boredom, like much later on in the game, where you can go back to places that you've never visited yet. You can go back to a region, say, "Oh, you know what? I never went back there. Let's go take a walk over there." It kills time and it gets you some more loot. That's the way I see it. I would say this guy should forget about us if we go in there. Not always, but he should. Yeah. Okay, she actually found a rabbit or a ptarmigan. Okay, so here's a bedroll spawn, guys. That's awesome. Remember, now, very important point to remember. Now, I already knew this was a bedroll spawn, but I wanted to see if it did spawn. I can show you. You want to try to, and if you have to remember, write them down. Remember, you find stuff, especially bedrolls. Interloper, very limited. So, and take care of it. Try not to leave it anywhere. I've done that. I think a lot of people have done that at least once. Left your bedroll and said, "Oh no, I went to use it again," and it was gone. You know, you say, "Oh my gosh, where did I leave it?" So we already have one, but that's okay, because what we're going to do is we're going to drop it back into trailer, and then we're going to write it down so we know where another bedroll is if we ever need one, right? Now that wolf is occupied with something over there, so we'll just take the advantage and head out over here. And what I want to do is go back to the trailer here and see what the state. I think we have saplings over here, if I'm not mistaken. We also have to, you know, I should have written it down, but we do have maple. Pretty nice day in Great Bear. Look at nice and just mostly sunny. I hear crows. There's something over here. Is that a carcass? It might be a carcass. But at any rate, we should try to get the feathers from it. Yeah, it's a carcass. See if there's any feathers there. There should be. And then we can get the cattails too on the river here. There we go. That was 2. You're not going to give me 3? Remember, 3 feathers to make 1 arrow. Alright, let's do it. Torch change. We're going to need some more torches soon, too. Yeah, I know, Asher. We're going to be dumping some shortly. Yeah, let's grab these. So, like, one of the things I'm always thinking about is my level 5 cooking. How soon can I get it? I really do need to get it, you know. Because the food spoils pretty fast in this mode. And by the time you get to a lot of the food, it's really very close to being spoiled at this point. So, yeah, it's best to get your level 5 cooking as soon as you can. Alright, there is a lot of cattails to be had, so we will get them as time goes on. Right now I want to go up into the trailer and take a look up here. We're going to need to start a fire and get more torches pulled, so let's get some stickies. There might be a wolf up here, so be careful. Yeah, as a matter of fact, there he is. I just saw him walk behind the trailer, sneaky pup. I don't know if you caught that, but I just caught his tail. Yeah, see? He's going right where we're going. We have to keep that in mind that he's outside when we go outside. But we're going to go into the trailer here real quick. Yeah, man, we gotta. Yeah, we're gonna need torches. So what we're gonna do is see what we got in here, if anything. Nothing in here at all. It's probably all back at the camp office. It's probably where I put them all. Yeah, so let's go back to the camp office then. I remember the wolf might be here. I do know that I have stuff in Coastal, but it's a bit of a trek to go back there to get it. So we have to make a decision here. If we don't get something right away, it's not a huge deal because right now we do have food. So we don't necessarily need a weapon right away. It'd be nice to have one. So you have to kind of weigh out. The elements of survival means that as long as you have some kind of food, water, a potential way to make fire, and a potential place to sleep, you're okay. You don't need a weapon right away because I can scare wolves from predators away, except for bears, of course. But wolves, yeah, no, not a problem. I wonder, we went through that way already. Let's go back this way. And we'll put a fire down because we're going to need to make some more torches, okay? Let's swap out our last one. I'm going to go down in here because it's generally wind blocked in here all the time. There's a lot of little nooks and crannies to put a fire down in here, so we'll just find one and put one down. Actually, the weather's pretty good for it, too. Okay, so let's put a fire down here. We'll get some torches pulled out. I have to remember now. I should have went back to last episode and remembered where I put those saplings, all of them. But again, it's not a huge deal.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I'm going to put a coal in because I want to pull a good amount of torches. We don't want that one. It's pretty bad.
Sure I can carry much more.
Oh, Astrid, you're fine. We're going to be going back to the camp office. We can dump stuff there. Okay, let's go. Going through here is wolf safe. There's no wolves in here. However, it's a little bit longer. Just a smidgen. Not bad, though. What I do like about it, especially going through here initially, is getting some of the cattails and stuff. It's a great place to put a fire down. I've survived blizzards in here. I think it was actually around here. I put a fire in one of these crevices, and it burned for a while. I didn't have a problem in surviving the blizzard. So yeah, let's grab these cattails. Because again, you know, what do you need a weapon for? If you want it for hunting, you can use it for defense, but have to. You can use other methods of defense, like avoidance, if all possible. And what's the best way to avoid them, guys? Is to know where they are. So try to remember the wolf spawns. Like I said, they did do I had them all memorized before, and they did a wildlife refresh, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was great though. I loved it because it was like a brand new game. I had to learn everything all over again. I really enjoyed that. See, now I'm starting to learn them again, and it's like back to square one.
Meat trays?
Let's go check. This carcass might have respawned crow feathers, so let's go get those. Two. How many do we have now, by the way? 20. That's five. 5 arrows. We still need to craft our bow yet, too. So, like I said, we have a lot of other things to worry about that before we get into that. I would like to get some more clothing. So, maybe going to Milton is not a bad thing, to be honest. We can also check out the prepper cache and see if anything's in there, but it's Interloper. You're not going to get much of anything in these bunkers, but it's worth a try. So what time is it? Nighttime. Let's get a little tired so we have a good night's sleep in. Let's grab these cattails here. I mean, like I said, cattails are kind of your primary source of food a lot in Interloper, so don't be afraid to pick them when you see them, and you don't have to pick all of them, because if you have too many, they do get really heavy. So, try to, I usually try to at least try to keep 30 or 35 on me at all times. Sometimes you can get up to 100 or so, and it's like, you wonder why you're really heavy, but it's the cattails that you have. The other good thing about cattails is they don't go bad. They're 100% all the time. Um, they don't grow back, but they'll always be here. They'll never go away. So, that's the good thing.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Alright, so we have birch and we have our maple. We have everything here. What's the condition? 62%. So we do have like maybe 2 or 3 days left on this. So maybe what we'll do is, like I said, so we'll go and do our Milton run. Yeah. But we're also going to dump stuff. So let's, we didn't really need to light that torch. I think we're done with the torch for now. Let's, eat. Let's eat before we lose our well-fed. So let's look. So we have flour and we have oats and oil, and we could cook. What we'll probably do is before we go is we'll cook some more in the morning, pull more torches, put teas down, and we'll head out to Trappers and Milton, and then we'll spend like 2 or 3 days there, and then we'll come back and craft bow and arrows. Because while we're over there, we're going to get some more saplings and some more guts and put them over there. So next time I come back over there, they'll already be dry and everything for me, so I can craft more. So I guess it's kind of like going to each place, planning for the future, getting the resources, putting them down, moving on to the next place, getting the resources, putting them down. Then you kind of do a round robin. Like now we're coming back to Mystery Lake where I put this stuff. We'll go out and get more, and then we'll come back and get what we have that's already cured. That's my kind of the way I play kind of thing. Some people are really adamant about like doing it right away, and but I kind of a little bit more casual. I worry more about as long as I have food on me and as long as I have water on me and a plate way to make fire. That's biggest part of your survival right there. So okay, with that being said, let's put some stuff away that we don't need. We did manage to get 2 bedrolls, which we don't need two, so let's put one away. We don't need our hammer anymore because we just forged. We're going to take this, all of our tools, these tools we're going to take. We have arrowheads. We need to craft arrows, but there's really no way to craft them now. So what I might do is put them, most of them, away. What else we got? We don't need all those sewing kits. Let's put at least one away. We need that book. All cooking books is really what I want right now. We'll hold on to all of that. See, I would like to get some better gloves because these are, they're not very good. And get a hat and a decent jacket, another jacket. So I think going to Milton is a good idea at this point. Milton usually has good clothes in those cabins. There's a lot of cabins in Milton that you can loot. So let's try that. And then when we come back, hopefully these saplings will all be cured. Okay. So, that being said, let's eat and sleep. We're going to cook in the morning, so we'll eat some of that. We'll eat that and we'll eat some cattails just to get us through the night. We have enough water. I do want to check our stick supply. We do have 8 sticks and a good amount of coal. We'll get more coal on the way there too, so I might even drop some more, to be honest. Let's drop a few more lumps of coal in here. 9's good. We'll probably get another 7 or 8 on the way there, so that's why I don't want to get too heavy. We're gonna have a couple ropes to climb, so I don't want to end up being too heavy. Do we have coffee made? We're gonna have to remember to make some coffee tomorrow. Okay, so let's sleep. Do 9. Okay. Still the middle of the night, so maybe what we'll do, we're fully rested. Okay, I'll tell you what, let's just pass 2 hours. And then we'll sleep 2. And then we'll cook. By the time we're done cooking, it will be light out. As long as it doesn't blizzard. Doesn't sound too bad out there. Alright, now what I want to do is... Any more crates over here? Let's grab a couple more crates so we have enough wood to go around here. Another one right here. Is that crate? Nah. Okay. Okay. First thing we'll do is we'll put down a pot and some water, and then we'll cook with what water we have, and then we'll have more water after that.
Come on,
Oh,
little fire.
that's kind of the plan. Okay. Throw that in. Throw our stickies in. We'll throw one coal in. Okay. Let's put our cooking apparel down. And yeah, let's make some water first. Okay. Yeah, let's just make water first, then we don't have to worry about it. Okay, so I want to make some more coffee. So sun's about to come up, so that's perfect. Let's do another liter of water. I think we have enough time to do that. Okay, and for the road, we're going to put down a few of these. Um, yeah, we'll have to probably pull torches too.
I've never been so hungry in my life.
Okay, let's eat some of these. So Astrid is happy. Do another porridge. Okay. Let's do one more coffee. Let's pick this up. Pull a torch or two. Let's grab that other, wait. I do want to grab a couple more torches. Let's break down this crate. Yeah, that was a pretty bad one, but it's better than having none. Because if I just, you know, reject them, it's just going to take the fire down anyway, so. Okay. Alright. Let's go, guys. Let's drink up. Alright. Off to Milton. A little foggy out, but you know, I wonder, I could probably, maybe before I go over there, Wolf is on to me. You know, maybe before we go over there, I'll go up, check the prepper cache. I'll show you a kind of a, I don't know if it's a shortcut, but it's a different way to get there. Wait. I think I went past it. Hold on a second. I think I went by it. Right here? Yeah, it's right here. Alright, so I want to get up here and follow this kind of like all the way over. I really need a torch. I'm just kind of holding on to it because it's portable fire. It's just a match saver, you know? Okay, so we want, once we find this clump of rocks over here is where we kind of want to go. Because we want to get over to that other side there.
I would drink almost anything about now.
Okay, once we get to the other side, we keep following it up here. And right over there is kind of where we want to go. There's a cave over there, and the bunker's over there. Now, let's check the cave out first, I guess. Now, let's see if our teas are still warm. I don't think they are. Yeah, cold. Okay, so, that's fine. Ooh, a sapling. Let's grab that. Okay, so over here is a cave. Let's check the cave out. This is a bedroll spawn, by the way, in this cave. Sometimes it does spawn in here. But it won't be here because I already found it, so. There's usually some wood in here. Alright. Let's go check out the prepper cat. Let's drink a little water. We'll check out the prepper cache, and I think we should probably maybe start a fire. The prepper cache is like right up in that area up there. Yeah, we might want to. It's not about to get cool yet, warm yet, so. It's like.
Starting to feel numb.
Alright, let's swap our torch out. I'm gonna make a fire too. Let's just loot the bunker real quick here. Of course, it's, you know, abandoned, of course. But I like to go to all of them because you just never know. You know, you might find something in there. Okay, nothing. Alright, let's go outside. Put a fire down, warm up, and let's head over to Milton. Let's put a fire down right here. We can. What we're hoping to find in Milton is we do need a couple days for our stuff to cure still. It's not there yet.
Come on,
So we'll spend a couple of days in Milton looting it, at least getting some clothing, and then we'll come back and we can craft our bow and stuff, okay?
good one.
Yeah, let's get warm.
Oh, it's cold.
I know, Astrid, I know. Put some teas down. Don't forget the jiggle. We're gonna put a coal in. We're gonna be getting more coal on the way, so it's not a big deal. Let's get nice and warm here. How much water do I have? I have enough for now. Anything else I can cook food-wise? I mean, I could technically just cook another porridge. Yeah, let's do that. That'll help warm us up some more. There we go. The weather's pretty nice, so that's why I don't want to squander it. Okay. That's a pretty bad torch. That's better. Grab a few, because we're going to be needing to go through a cave, so we're going to be needing a light source. So that should be good. Alright, let's go. Before the weather changes. Interlopers, like, the weather is crazy sometimes. It just change on the fly. Just boom, all of a sudden blizzard. So we'll walk up this way and then up and over the quickest way. Okay. You gotta be real careful going down here. I kind of just hop. You might get a sprain, but I guess I got lucky this time. It does help being unencumbered. You do sprain a lot less when you're unencumbered. Alright, so we're going to go this way towards Trappers again, but we're going to go to the cave. We're going to go through it and hit Milton. I can feel the wind picking up already. But we should be alright. We should be relatively wolf-free on the way there. Yeah, I hear that wind picking up. I need to change our torch out. Come on. Okay. I don't want to sprint because, well, I know some people have different views, but my recommendation is to don't sprint unless you absolutely have to in this game. Because a lot of things you do in this game really depends on your fatigue level and everything. And, you know, if you're constantly tired because you're always running around, that's really a recipe for disaster, in my opinion. So I would rather just have things that will keep me warm, like teas and things. As a matter of fact, let me drink one of those. Keep warm. It's just to, you know, keep warm, travel with your fire. And then you could just walk back and forth. It saves you a lot of fatigue, you know, because I'm thinking ahead here. When I get into the past the cave, I got two rope climbs. Well, one of them I can goat down, but the other one I have to climb up. All right. It's really kind of a nice day. It's a bit windy. Well, it sounds like the wind's dying down a little bit. No, it isn't. All right. Let's make our way through this cave. And then on the other side is Mountain Town. See if we can pick up a couple lumps of coal here. I don't want to get too heavy, though. There should be, well, 5 or 6 in here. Depends. This cave, this particular cave is not very coal heavy, so. And it's possible I might have already gone through it and gotten it. I don't remember. Did I go through this? Might have done it already. If I did, it's not a big deal. Again, it's fine. Yeah, I did go through here, so I might have gotten the coal already, so let's forget about trying to find coal. I have enough for now. There's plenty of houses in Milton to stay at, so it's not a big deal. There should be a good amount of regular wood scattered around too that I can use. Yeah, I had already filtered the coal out of here already. But like I said, coal respawns around 8 or 10 days. It'll respawn, so not a big deal. Okay, there's certainly some cattails we can get on the way here too. Always be thinking about what's ahead of you because, like I said, in Interloper things change really fast. So you kind of have to say like, well, you know, if I go here, what's going to happen? If this happens, then what do I do? It's the kind of thing, you know. It's really, I mean, I think the cold and the wolves are the biggest killer in Interloper. Again, I don't want to get encumbered here. Cattails can get heavy if you have too many of them. So, it's often overlooked. Alright, that's good for now. Let's head over there. Again, we can save these for when I come back. So I have more food for later. So there's, on the way here, there's some guaranteed matches in the cave down here. So if you ever need matches, you could come this way to get them. As an option, you know. Okay, so what I do is instead of going down the rope, I'll go down here. This dip right here. And I'll just crouch and just climb down. When you get here to this part, I kind of just go like this. Boom. Boom. Then I'll go over this way. Drop down here a little bit and then just slowly walk down. Boom. Done. Alright, let's check for feathers over here. You always want to be getting feathers. Don't forget, guys. So down in this cave, what we might actually do is put another fire down and put some coffee on. But maybe not, because we're already not that cold yet, and we're almost at a shelter, so maybe we won't do that. We'll just drink a coffee outright without heating it up. We should be grabbing these berries too, but again, I have enough right now. There's our guaranteed matches, okay? That didn't encumber us. That's great. Okay, let's make over to that rope climb. Starting to warm up, guys. Look, it's only one arrow down. Hey, Mr. Deer. This is actually a pretty good place to temporarily stay. And you can stay in that cave, you know, comfortably. There's plenty of food down here. There's always deer and rabbits here. It's a bit secluded, of course, but I mean, for somebody like me, I love seclusion. So again, I'm going to leave all of these tea stuff here. I'm going to get them some other time later on. Right now, my goal is to get up that rope and make it to shelter. Sometimes at the top of this rope is a potential moose spawn. It's a new moose spawn location, so be careful when you get up to the top of the rope. You don't run into him when you walk out. It's a pretty long rope. It's not that bad, but alright, let's drink our coffee. And let's get our butt skis up there. Whoop! I hear ptarmigans at the top. Our goal, guys, is to hopefully find some clothes here. Some better clothing. And some loot, you know, whatever we can find would be nice. Okay, so there's the moose. You see him right there? See him right there? So be careful when you don't let him see you. Don't let him see you. He'll charge you. We'll see. Sometimes there's loot up here. Most of the time there isn't. I'm going to take a wide berth over here and stay far away from this guy. Obviously, I do not have any weapons for him, so I'm going to go right into this little shed right here, the park office. Okay. Let's do a torch swap. Oh, wow, we're going to need torches. You know what? Let's start a fire real quick here. Oh, there's a pry bar right there. I think I already have one, though, but I'm going to pick it up anyway. We'll sort through it later, because I'm going to need a pry bar to get into the orca. I think that's where we'll end the episode.
Perfect.
Okay. That's good enough. I'm going to pull torches in a minute. Let's finish looting. I don't need that paper, but I took it. Drop that paper. I don't need it. Corpse. Bed. Alright, nothing else really here. Let's pick up that pry bar. I think I already have one though. Yeah. Let's drop it. And we're going to save it for later. We'll put it up here. Because you never know. And... oh, that was a good shot. Alright, let's... not that we really need it, but let's put down... another T, okay? And I'm going to pull a couple more torches out of here. Let's put one more stick in. We don't have another stick. Yes, we do. Let's harvest that stick real quick. Oops. I was already there. The reason being is I want to be able to take one more torch out of here. There we go. Okay. We have to go, but I want to not... I need to avoid this moose. So we're going to... again, we're going to stay far to the left over here. Hopefully you won't see us. Okay. We're going to need to eat soon, but we're going to go down to the Orca. And we'll worry about eating then. Just a truck right over here. Well, let's loot the little truck first. There's a lot of wolves in Milton, just so you know, especially on Interloper. This place is Wolf City. So yeah, when you're here, be very careful. This, like I said, this is Wolf City, this place. Especially on Interloper. And they're real sneaky. So make sure you have your torch out. We need a couple more sticks to replenish our stick supply, but we don't need to worry about it too much yet. We're going to be in here now. Let's loot the cars. And then we'll go inside. Wolf's chewing on something over there. Okay, let's loot this little building. Free cloth is always good. I'll never say no to free cloth. Alright, let's get in here. We need to eat something really bad. Let's go inside first and we'll eat. Okay, let's eat something. We'll get more food in here too, and we'll probably cook some more. But I think now is a good place to end the episode. So with that being said, I appreciate your support, and I thank you for watching. I hope you're learning something to help you progress in Interloper. Well, before we end, let's actually see what day we're on. What day did we make it to? Day 8. That's awesome, guys. Day 8. So we're a third of the way there. And like I say, this run, I'm going to take you to day 20. And hopefully the plan is the next 3 or 4 days we're gonna loot here, and then we're gonna go back to Mystery Lake, and then we're gonna craft our bow and arrows, because by then our saplings and things should be cured, and then we can move from there. Because at that point we're really, really in good shape because we have decent clothing. Hopefully, after looting here, we'll have decent clothing, and then we can start hunting. And once we start hunting, we can get food and we can get hides and stuff for to make better clothing. So that's the progression at this point. So with that being said, thanks again for watching. Please, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it if you like. Appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Take care.